Okay, I've opened my Illustrator Playground file over here. You will see that when you open up the file, you have several tools on both the left side and the right side. I'm going to change the workspace. To do that, you will go to Window, Workspace, and these are the different presets. It will by default be set to getting started, mainly so that for beginners to understand what to do, but it hides a lot of the other useful tools that might be there already. Sometimes it defaults to Essentials, but Essentials Classic is actually the better option just because it gives you more tools on your screen at one time. So if I click on Essentials Classic, you can see a lot of the user interface or the icons have sort of been shifted. My bar on the left is a lot larger and has more tools there already. Now my icons in this are really big. I've just made them bigger so it's easier to see. Yours will probably be smaller. So first off, we're going to talk about basic shapes. To zoom in and out on the artboard or on the screen, you can either use you can either do Alt scroll wheel if you're using a mouse, or Control plus or Control minus to zoom out. Now with basic shapes, what I'm going to do is on your left panel here on the toolbar, you will have a rectangle. If you click on that tool, I want you to draw a rectangle over the existing rectangle there. If I hold the rectangle shape or tool on the left side, or even right click it, you will see there are other options. So the next one is the ellipse tool. Now if I start drawing from the center of this template and I click and drag with my mouse, you can see it is creating a misshapen ellipse, or at least what looks more like an oval than a perfect circle. To make into a perfect circle, or other sort of shapes that are in proportion, or like square shapes, you hold the shift key on your keyboard. You can see it's constrained or limited its I guess shape to being a perfect circle. If I click on the Alt key on my keyboard or hold my Alt key, Alt, it will basically allow me to draw this shape from the center. So rather than being the top left corner of the shape, it will be from the center. So I'm just gonna move it here, release my mouse, and I can release my keyboard. The next thing is polygon tool. So to create the rectangle, I'm just gonna draw it from the center. Click and drag, so you can see there's what looks like a hexagon. If I use my arrow keys down, it reduces the number of sides, so reduces the shape. So now it becomes a triangle, like so. Next one, just gonna drag that, press up arrow key on your keyboard, just increase it back to a hexagon. The last one is a star tool from the center. Yep, it's the center. Click and basically drag it out. Now with the star tool, there are more options. Like the polygon tool, you can increase or reduce the number of points. If I hold the control key and I drag further away, you can see that the inner circle remains the same, but it's the outer points that are being affected. So if I want the inner area before the points go off to be wider, I hold my control key and just keep adjusting until my lines sort of shift and change. That's not what I want. I went too far with that one. Just holding my Alt key again. Then I hold my control key. There we go. Something like that. Let me just drag it over so it fits a bit better. You can see once I release it, there are also other tools. So let's say I want to make this larger. I can click and drag the circle sort of to fit that template a little bit better. If you want to round your shapes, let's say we want to round the edges with the shape selected, you will see there are these little circles. I can click and drag them to round them. If I want to affect just the one, if I click it again, you can see this is blue highlighted, and I can just click and drag to round that one shape off.